Meanwhile, over the state line, a new animal cruelty law is in effect in Virginia, aiming to make it easier to prevent repeat animal abusers. House Bill 62 introduced an animal cruelty registry to the state. It's a database of information on people convicted of a felony violation of several animal abuse laws. That's including cruelty to animals, animal fighting, maiming, killing or poisoning an animal, or killing or injuring a police animal. The registry may include the names and addresses of the felon and information about what put them on the list. People on the registry may request to have their name removed after 15 years if no other felony convictions on the list have been committed in that time. However, the registry is optional and has to be maintained locally. As such, we spoke with Tazewell County Sheriff Brian Hyatt, who says Tazewell County is still looking into whether to adopt the registry or not. We will keep you updated on what is decided there.